Hello and welcome to the live Game Week 27 preview. How's it going, boys? How are we going? I am very excited for this game week. I must say so myself. Feels like I haven't done a Q&A in ages. I've been doing a lot of watch-alongs recently. Thank you all for tuning into that. But today we got the Game Week 27 live chatio where I'm just going to be talking about my team, help you with any transfer decisions, any captain decisions as well. I'm just have a bit of fun in it, a bit of chill, be here for about an hour, get any questions in. If it's about FPL, get them in. If it's about anything else, get them in as well. We'll answer them all. Try to, anyway. All right, how is it going anyway, then? Dav says, I'm here for FPL Boney. Sad news, boys. FPL Boney, he's not going to be here at the start, but maybe he can be here later on. He's a bit of a cheeky scrub right now, isn't it? Where is he? Come on. Nathan, how's it going? Joel, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for the hype to commence, isn't it? We've got to get hype our way. Nathan, how's it going, FPL skills? All right, Baker boy, how are you doing? I'm doing very good, thank you. How are all of you out there? Yo, very wibbly wobbly Game Week 26. Oi, Game Week 26. It was the biggest FPL game week in history, right? More like the biggest. I like it. It was literally like terrible, wasn't it? Oh wait, I was gonna do something. Let me do my intro again. Ready? Go back to start. Welcome to the Game Week 27 See, boys, we like to have a bit of fun in our streams, whether it be, even if I'm just answering your comments or whatever, it's just a bit different, you know, so we gotta go. Hey, yes, boys. Anyway, some of you know I'm a bit of a water slut, I am, innit? I literally chug down that water like no tomorrow. But today I'm gonna treat myself, not to alcohol though, to some Lucozade, some special Lucozade. Sorry, lads, not for resale. Oh, what a shame. So I thought, just give you some ASMR Lucozade opening. Ready? Ready? This is going to be top 10 satisfying moments in YouTube history. Ready? That was so disappointing. That was more disappointing than last game week. Come on. Wait, what? I'm going to shake it up and then open it again. Ready? Oh, ready? Oh, no, it went over me. Oh, boys. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, no. Please don't say it's gone in the mic. Oh, boys. I've literally just squirted a Lucozade all over me. Oh, no. Well, at least my legs will be energized for this whole hour that I'm going to be sitting down. Oh, that's devastating news. There we are, then. Right, okay. That was not satisfying moments ever. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Rafinha or DCL this week? Right. I'll get through a lot of your questions. But if you saw my preview, what did you expect, Nathan? I didn't expect it to completely squirt everywhere. I was expecting just a little fizz, you know. There we are then. So that was a bit unlucky, exactly. Right, in my preview video, that was literally yesterday, or uploaded this morning, I was going to start Watkins over Rafinha. But I got Watkins on the bench and I want to start Rafinha because even though West Ham are good, I trust Rafinha to score more than Watkins. Especially with Villa, without Grealish. What's everybody saying to that then? What's everybody saying? Grealish is potentially still out, isn't he? So, if he is out, is it worth starting the Watkins? Or shall I just go for it with the Leeds boys? And everybody's saying that's what she said. I know. Literally squirting everywhere, boys. Terrible behavior. Right, know what I'm going to do today? Bloody squirt myself with Lucozade, but I kind of want to go through fixtures of different teams. Watkins ahead of DCL. Really? See, a lot of people say, yeah, to be honest, benching DCL might actually be what I might do. I could just swap out these two. And then I still get the Wolves. I got Digne. Honestly, I'm more expecting Digne to get points against Chelsea than Calvert-Lewin is. Really, innit? Watkins ahead of DCL. I had a feeling Dean Smith is just trolling us. He will start. You know what? I won't be surprised if... Because he says he's not feeling any pain, but he doesn't expect him to start. What do you mean? You're the manager. You choose who you want to start. Behave. So I reckon it is. Time to get Chelsea players. Chelsea defenders. You know what? I'm going to have a look. I wanted to look through some of the fixtures, because I myself am probably going to be wildcarding Game Week 30. So we need to look at whatever runs we got, innit? So Arsenal are not too bad, mind. Burnley, Tottenham at home, and then they play in the blank. If you want to get a blank player in. I do kind of want to get an Arsenal player in for that. What's everybody's strategy for Game Week 29 then, boysies? West Ham better defensively than Wolves, 100%. I do agree, but Rafinha's 100%. Well, not... Rafinha can do it all by himself. Watkins, he'll have a stupidly quiet game. He's playing hide and seek on a pitch instead, innit? But Game Week 29, Leeds, Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, Arsenal, Villa, Spursy. See, I'm going to dead end my team towards that game week. My next 3 transfers towards game week 29 will just be for that blank. And then I'm going to wildcard straight after. So I don't need to worry about long-term fixtures as much. But if you're not doing that, or you want to save your wildcard for a rainy day instead, why not wildcard game week 31, Leeds and Villa fixtures turn? See, yeah, you can. It depends on the players you want. Like, there's no, like, best game week. So, like, you say Villa and Leeds fixtures. So, like, Leeds have Sheffield United. Do you mean they go bad? Yeah, see, like, if I wildcard, I'd probably just get 1 in for that, and then just leave them on my bench ready for them games. So it's not too bad. And then Villas are a bit dodge as well, isn't it? Villas kind of flip with Leeds, and also West Ham's are a bit like that as well. It goes bad and then turns good. Captain Ricardo, Captain Pereira last week. That is proper cheeky scrub. That is the big, I like it. Hi, Bacon Boy. How's it going, Zodiac lad? El Ghazi or Bale to be brought in this week? Ooh, interesting. Well, if Grealish is out, then El Ghazi will 100% start. But even though he's playing so well, he'll probably end up getting benched. But then it's Bale. He's probably not going to start. I honestly not confident of Bale starting every game. Because Spurs, reminder, they have Europa League. They know they're not going to win the league. Their best chance of qualifying for Champions League is probably trying to win the Europa League. I won't be surprised if Bale gets rested in the league to play in the Europa League, you know. Bruno and Stones to KDB and White. That's an interesting call. Is anybody getting rid of Bruno? Who'd replace Barnes? I find it very hard. Barnes' replacement is hard. Who's getting rid of Bruno, though? That's cheeky scrub. Let me remind you. Look at the points. 196 points for Bruno so far. The closest is 173, then 160. He's over 20 points ahead. And he's just doing it, isn't he? I honestly think. But then look at Man United's fixtures. Man City next week. Is he going to do anything? Probably not. West Ham can be a bit wobbly. Then the blank. Brighton, Spurs, Burnley, Leeds, Liverpool, Villa, Leicester, Fulham, Wolves. They don't look like amazing fixtures. But Spurs, Liverpool, Leicester, their 4 red fixtures there, they concede all the goals. And with the Leeds in there as well, if Burnley are safe, they go to absolute shite, really, don't they? Proper wibbly-wobbly, cheeky scrub. So I myself, I'm not going to get rid of Bruno. I'd rather have him and not get points rather than get rid of him and he might still get points, you know, because his ownership is so much, 60%, with the captaincy, he's close to 100%. Benching Bruno this week. See, benching for this week I don't mind, but I hate benching my players that are that expensive. But if you've got, like, double City defence, I honestly really can't see Man United scoring against City, so benching Bruno probably thing. But it's just the penalties. One random lucky penalty. That's the thing with Bruno. Sometimes he's completely not involved, and then he just spins someone's jaw, gets all the points, innit? Oh, I'm actually so sticky right now. This bloody Luke is it. Terrible behaviour this is. There we are then. I'll drink to that. Not alcohol, sorry. Apologies. Right, get your questions in though, boysies, and we'll look through. I want to look through some of the fixtures, because I don't just go, yes, choose that player. I like to actually, think of it properly, you know. Should I replace Grealish or Barnes? Ooh. So, Barnes is definitely going to be out for longer, isn't he? Oh, I can't even spell today. Also, my keyboard is glitching earlier. Barnes is going to be out 10th of April. Now, he's probably out for the rest of the season. Ease him in. So, it's more of who you're going to get in for them. Grealish, 25% chance of playing. I don't think he'll play the next game, but he could. But then keeping him for the Newcastle, he could start there. That could be big boy business, as a lot of people might sell him. I would definitely keep Grealish. And he's got that blank in Game Week 29 anyway. So that's not too bad. One question. Do I start Shaw or Dallas? Ooh, Shaw against Man City. You can start a defender against Man City, right? But then again, Man United literally line up to do an attack versus defense drill. And they're like, nah, we ain't trying. So it might be a good chance for a clean sheet. But I would go Dallas, because even though West Ham could score, he's probably more likely to get attacking returns against West Ham than Shaw is against Man City, right? Probably. Richarlison in, Vardy out. You know what? Richarlison. So Ancelotti said earlier on, it could have been yesterday, that I'm typing in Ancelotti. Oh, boys, I'm trying to buy Ancelotti. How much is Ancelotti in FPL? I'll be it. Richarlison, Ancelotti's been starting both of them up front as a two, Richarlison and DCL. And since then, Richarlison, well, that game DCL didn't play, and that game he didn't start. But then 4 goals in 4 games for Richarlison, and now he's playing as a striker. And when Sigurdsson's on the pitch, he also could take penalties. And he's only a tiny, tiny bit more expensive. But I myself wouldn't get in any... It depends on your Gameweek29 strategy, honestly. If you... Are any of you free hitting? If you're free hitting, you can just go for whatever, can't you? But if you're gonna... Or if you're just going to take it on the chin, then you don't want to miss out on some fixtures now. You could as well. But I myself, I'm going to be wildcarding in Game Week 30, so I only need to look at the fixtures before. I probably wouldn't get him in for Burnley, but I would keep them if you have them. You know, one of those situations. So, yeah, he's a good player. I don't know if I'd get him in. Hi, Bacon Boy. Sorry I'm late. Terrible. Cheeky scrub behaviour. It's okay. I'll forgive you this time, all right? Best Dyer replacements. Why do you have Dyer in your team, lad? That is proper cheeky scrub. Right, let's have a look at some... Should we go by fixtures? So, fixture-wise, honestly, I reckon a Tierney, honestly, is not a bad shout. Burnley, Spurs, plays in the blank. That could be an alright shout. Villa, you got a target in there, or Mings, a Conser. Wolves, Newcastle, and play in the blank, and then Fulham after if you're not doing a wild card or whatever. That's not too bad. Brighton, I'm 100% getting a Brighton defender in for Game Week 29. Newcastle at home is probably one of the most guaranteed clean sheets in that, right? Ancelotti never blanks. Exactly. Ancelotti has never missed any shots he's ever taken in his career, right? What can I buy if I sell Grealish? You can buy a house. You could probably get a decent house for 7 mil, couldn't you? Yeah, fair play. Replacement-wise, though, it's tough. It's tough. I'll go through them now. So, Brighton, it's just defenders, really. But the Newcastle there, I'm definitely going to get one in there. But I don't want to get one in yet. Leicester. Southampton could be a clean sheet, though, with how bad they are now. Might get a Brighton defender in next week. I'm thinking, you know. Start Dallas or Digne. Ooh, that is a hard one because I always like to start my more expensive players just because you're putting yourself in an advantage. You're basically making your team value a lot less than everybody else's, you know, at the start. But I'm starting Digne over Dallas just because Chelsea, even though Chelsea are good, they don't actually score that many goals. They don't actually create that many chances, like clear chances. And Everton are actually quite good defensively against the big teams. So I would still go Digne. He's probably on the set pieces. But then Dallas, if he's starting an attack in mid again, it's a big ODA. He could score all the points. Might actually go double Arsenal defence from 31, Leno and Tierney. Yeah, honestly. A lot of their fixtures change. So Arsenal are a team where their fixtures do go a bit quite damn good. Liverpool, but okay. Sheffield United, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, West Brom. That run, you've got to have a defender in there, right? That is sexy. And then Chelsea's fixtures and their defenders right now. You've got Rudiger who's still 4.6 million. Honestly, if I were to get in a defender right now in a team I know are going to keep some damn clean sheets, it's got to be a Chelsea and it's got to be a Rudiger. Even though Everton leads not that good, and then the blank. If you're looking for the blank, it's a bit wibbly-wobbly. But after that, West Brom, Palace, Brighton, West Ham, Fulham. And lately, they've been keeping a lot of clean sheets. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 clean sheets in the last 8 games. 8 in the last 10. 7 in the last 9. One of them. Against some quite hard opponents. You got Man United, you got Liverpool in there. They kept clean sheets against them. So, honestly, that's not too bad. My wildcard 31 will have Leno, yeah? My current kind of wildcard draft probably actually won't have a Leno. It won't have a Martinez. It will actually have an Edison, potentially. Because even though these don't look good, I think I might go double City defence because they're harder teams. So I'm not expecting as many goals. But it's kind of just to safely get that clean sheet in and have like an Edison Diaz. I'm still undecided on that one, and it is a bit boring, isn't it? But points are points, lads. It's not boring. Points are not boring, isn't it? So it's all good. It's all good. When you're thinking of wildcarding, mate, so I'm going to dead end my team towards Game Week 29 because of the blank. And then wildcard in either Game Week 30 or 31. Because a lot of fixtures turn in. You can probably go for the blank, and then you go straight after that as well. But there's a lot of teams that you might not have a double, you might not even have any. Like, if I were to do that, I would probably go... The reason I would go probably Ederson is to kind of make use of the wildcard as well. Because, like, I could just get one of my defenders into a Diaz right now, and I'd be alright, you know? But clean sheets that are guaranteed. And Ederson, mate, Ederson's going to take penalties at the end of the season, isn't he? He's going to do it. He's going to do it. What do you think about buying Mahrez? Mahrez is an interesting shout. But you know what? That's the thing with Mahrez. So look, 12 point a year, absolutely nothing. 21 point year, absolutely nothing. 12 point year, absolutely nothing. But then the last 4 games, goal, assist, assist, goal and assist. 9, 7, 7, 5, 12. Played 90 minutes in 4 games in a row. And that's the thing with Mahrez and Pep. If Mahrez does well, hat-trick year, start of the next 2 games. Goal there, start of the next 4 games. When Mahrez is doing well, he does actually start quite a few games in a row. So not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Southampton, well, you got the double next week, obviously. Man United, Southampton, and then Fulham. That is quite sexy. Not a bad shout. Not a bad... honestly, Mahrez, if you can stretch to it, I would probably go like a Mahrez for Barnes if I was in that situation. But you probably got Triple City anyway. Gundogan if you don't. I'd rather go Gundogan over Mahrez. But not a bad shout. Pep said Ake is fit and back. That is the big OD up. With Ake... oh yeah, didn't he say all players are fit? Ake, he has... right, let's have a look. So he's only played... let's ignore the 2 there. The first 4, well, he started in Game Week 2. Oh, yeah, they didn't play in Game Week 1. First 4 games he played, and that was when Diaz wasn't here, right? Yeah, his first game was Game Week 4. And then Laporte was not quite starting at the start of the season, and then he started after. And then Stones did not play when Ake played. And Ake is a left foot. I feel like, unfortunately, it's going to, you know, they have 2 right-sided centre-backs and 2 left-sided centre-backs in terms of their preferred foot. Oh, yeah, what is your preferred feet? So you got like a Stones and Diaz as the right-footed ones, and then Laporte and Ake. Now, the problem is, they've been proper rotating with Stones, Diaz, and Laporte anyway. If you add Ake into that mix, then it just becomes the big OD up. Because are they going to literally do a Diaz and Laporte, I would honestly say is the best. But then Diaz and Stones has been doing well. But could he do an Ake and a Laporte? Could he do an Ake and a Stones? Could Stones not play that much because he's the right-sided centre-back and Diaz is the main one? Could Ake coming back actually completely ruin Stones in this game time? I don't know. It depends what they're going to prioritise. So Man City are like way ahead in the Premier League in it. Literally wrapped up, chucked it in the bag. They've already secured. So they can rest their best players in the Premier League. And I think their best defensive partnership is probably Diaz and Laporte. Even though Diaz and Stones have been doing better. It's just the right and left. So I don't know. But then again, does that mean Stones is better in the league? Stones and Ake could be like the league duo. And Diaz and Laporte could be the Champions League duo, you know? Eric Garcia, and they got Garcia, but is he out? No, he's not out, but he's out the door, isn't he? Because he's played 2 games in the league, and he's going to Barcelona, isn't he? So, Garcia, not Garcia. Opinions on Stuart Armstrong. What, to get him in your team? Beef? No, I wouldn't. I would really not get in Southampton players. They have a double this week, but I don't think it's worth it. It's the only player I would ever get from Southampton right now is Daddy Ings, the one and only Daddy, because he's a goal scorer, 8 goals when they've been playing bad half the season, and he's on penalties. Expensive, but I wouldn't go for an Armstrong, whatever, because Sheffield United, yeah, they're just down in the dirt, relegated anyway, aren't they? But yeah, and then their double is against Man City away, so it's not really a double, is it? Sheffield United, Brighton, that's not... I don't know. Are you considering Jota? Jota is definitely someone that's going to be on my watch list. So, with me wildcard in Game Week 30, or 31, I'm just going to say Game Week 30, I need to start looking... I want to start looking at some proper differentials, you know, to boost me up at the end of the season. Because right now, I'm sitting on 70k, just outside the 69k. Terrible. So, I want to look at some proper differentials to try and push towards that, you know, that 25, that 10k. So, Jota had 2% owned because, well, he was bloody out for this long. And that 2% was probably... No one active has got him apart from simply FPL. He got him in, fair play. So, their fixtures after Game Week 30, Arsenal, Villa, okay, Leeds, yeah, Newcastle, Man United, Southampton, West Brom, Burnley. I could see them scoring in pretty much all of those. And I could see them, if they actually buckle up and do something, they could well be lucky and get all of the points. So Jota at 6.6. I wouldn't get him in yet. But after the blank, I think he is a real big shout. Definitely. Will I get rid of Maguire? Man United defenders are an interesting one because the Man United defence, De Gea's out now as well, isn't he? Because he had a new child. Fair play to him. They've had 10 clean sheets. Oh, well, I assume, yeah. They've had 10 clean sheets. Last one, Saka. And a lot of them have actually come against the bigger teams. Like Man City here. They just kind of sit back. Liverpool 0-0 draw. Arsenal. They just go for Chelsea. They just go for 0-0 draws against the harder teams. So I won't be surprised of a clean sheet here, but probably not there. But then a Tottenham... Oh, ref, where'd he go? But then West Ham, they could sit back. Tottenham, they could sit back. Liverpool, Leicester. And then you got the easier teams. And, you know, it's not a bad show. It depends on your wildcard strategy, boys, or what you're doing for the blank, what you're doing after. If you're ready to use your wildcard, then it could be worth getting rid of them just for someone longer-term fixtures. But they could do a job against harder fixtures, you know. Fair play to them. Yay, Nathan, how's it going, Justin, lads? Right, so if you've never been here, cheeky scrub, but it's the Gameweek27 pre... And get your questions in. We'll answer any questions in your team, hopefully, anyway. I usually go for about an hour. We've been 25 minutes anymore. If you boys are teasing me enough and I want to go longer, then I will, right? And if you weren't here, I accidentally squirted some Lucozade all over me. I'm kind of just sitting in it. But hopefully my legs are energized. And hopefully I can get energized as well. Should I play Keane? Interesting. I like the questions of ones that like are actually like proper discussions one, you know? So Keane against Chelsea is... In terms of the clean sheet, you would say no. But I honestly think against Chelsea is not bad for a clean sheet. Because even though they play well, they have a lot of possession. They don't have a proper like striker that you can guarantee on. Like I rate Werner, but he's not scoring all the goals. Abraham's got a slight bit of an injury, and was Giroud. Well, he didn't start. I don't think they're going to score many goals, and Everton can actually block up shop quite damn well. So, like, they've got 7 clean sheets, 3 in the last 3 games as well. Liverpool including that. And Keane has got 3 goals and 1 assist. So, with that, I don't know. I would probably start Keane myself. It depends on your alternatives. If you had a Keane and, like, a Dallas, I would probably go Dallas. But me, when I got Digne and Dallas, and go into Digne. Because this is how the team's lining up. Where, you know what? I think I might start Watkins over Calvert-Lewin. What are you saying, boysies? I think... It's more of the Richarlison starting with Calvert-Lewin. And I've got cover with the Digne anyway. I think Digne is probably going to outscore Calvert-Lewin, even though the Chelsea... I see a 0-0, honestly. So, realistically, I probably should go for Digne. But I'm benching Calvert-Lewin. And last time I did that, he got bloody 12 points. Come on. Hello, how are you doing, Nathan? How's it going, GOAT? You are the GOAT, because you are a GOAT. Right, I missed a lot of questions because I answer questions in quite a lot of depth, so apologies if I miss some, because I'm answering another. Plan to sell Gundogan and get Rafinha for Game Week 28. Yeah, that's a good shout. So, if you're going full out for the Game Week 29, the Rafinhas, the Sakas, the Lookmans, a very good shout. And, like, you got Gundogan in there. Even if you go Salad for, like, a Lookman, you've got so much money to maybe upgrade Calvert-Lewin to a King just for that week, whatever, you know? That is to do good. Can you... I'm not going to look at teams on the thing. Who transfer him for Barnes, Saka, Lingard or Traore? I would have said Lingard, but he can't play in Game Week 28 because he's playing his parent club, Man United. Remember that, because West Ham's fixtures, Leeds this week, which is good, but the Man United 28, so Lingard can't play. I think Antonio is a... What am I doing here? But he's doing art attack, sketching, drawing on the screen. West Ham, yeah. 28, Lingard can't play there, but I think Antonio is a good option. And then they play in that blank as well, that's my thing. Is Lookman a good punt? I think Lookman is actually one of the best punts in Game Week 29. Lookman generally creates so many chances. He's on set pieces for Fulham. And I really, really think Fulham can actually stay up, mind. I won't be surprised if they get something against Liverpool. They got Man City. They're not going to get something there, but they're actually tougher than you think. But then in the blank, they play against Leeds. And if Leeds... Thing is with Leeds... They're probably safe now. So even though they play with a lot of intensity and thing, they don't really need to properly fight for it. So I feel like Fulham are going to proper go at them. And when you proper go at Leeds, you can get something. So Lookman is probably a damn good thing there. Thanks for answering all my questions. That's all right. I'll try and answer them all. I know there's a lot, and I'll get to them eventually. Slow mode's on for 30 seconds. If I don't answer yours or one similar to yours, just put it back in the chat, and I will hopefully get round to it. I have Soucek left on the bench. Should I replace him for Sonny? Him with Sonny for next week? What? You got enough money in the bank to go Soucek the Son? Fair play. I would keep Soucek because of that blank. He plays in Game Week 29. If you can look at someone else. But if you're going to get rid of another blank player anyway, then Soucek is one you probably think don't mind getting rid of. Antonio or Bamford? So, Bamford has West Ham, Chelsea, plays in the blank, and it's against Fulham. And then straight after Sheffield United, but then hard games. And then Antonio has Leeds, Man United, Arsenal, Wolves. Realistically, Bamford has better fixtures. Well, actually, does he? You just chat an absolute mess right now. Behave. I don't know. The fixtures are like not very friendly for both of them. Bamford's on penalties. Actually, West Ham are yet to have a penalty. No, they've had one penalty, didn't they? But Declan Rice took it. But people think Antonio could be on penalties. Just because he took one last season, but it could have been for his goal bonus. But I think he could take them, and he just wasn't on the pitch for the other one. So, I don't know. I would probably go Antonio and get a Rafinha, you know, cover it with both. Or maybe a Bamford and a Bowen. I think that's a good thing. What do you think of Cancelo to Diaz? Ooh. So I myself don't like doing a double game week player to another double game week player when their potential is probably the same and it could completely swing the other way. But if it's for a player you definitely know is going to start in Diaz, or one you think you want to captain, like a Gundogan or De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne, then it probably is worth it. But I don't think transferring out Cancelo, is that really like what you want to do? Cancelo is, let me remind you, I know it's because he's had some big pointers, but he is there. I know Diaz is there, but transferring out this player for this player, what's the upside in that? They're probably gonna get the same or whatever, but it's not that bad. I wouldn't do it myself. Depends what way you want to play. If you like, I'm fed up with bloody Pep roulette and spinning all about chucking my players on a bench. Like, behave, Pep. Get my players on the pitch. If you're fed up with that, then get Diaz in, yeah. Good punt to take Lookman for Game Week 29. Game Week 27. Lookman is probably not a good option until the blank, because their fixtures, they play Liverpool and Man City. But if Lookman does manage to do something against Liverpool and Man City, then damn son, that he could be pretty damn good after, couldn't he? And Nathan, this is my first time being here. Nice to see you, mate. Thank you all for joining in. If it's your first time, thank you. I appreciate you all. Is it time to ship out Gundogan? Well, I'm captaining Gundogan this week. So, does that give you my opinion? I don't think so. Gundogan, look, I know he blanked in 3 games, but he didn't play one. So he blanked in 2 games, and that was against Arsenal and West Ham. But apart from that, look, goal, assist, goal, that's all, and an assist. I don't think, the thing is, what I rate about Gundogan, and especially how Pep has been using him lately, is that when they needed a goal against Wolves, he brought Gundogan on instead of like a Foden, instead of like another, like a really attacking player. So that just shows you how Gundogan really wants, how Pep really wants Gundogan to play. So unless he's a cheeky scrub in the next few games, I can see a lot of golassos, and that is exactly why I'm captaining him. Who's everyone else captaining, lads, actually? Is anybody going some from proper wacky ones? Like, there's going to be someone that does like a Bernardo Silva or a Zinchenko and they end up scoring more, innit? So, I Nathan, reckon triple captain anyone this week? Ooh. So, if you haven't used triple captain yet, are you going to get another good opportunity to do it? I don't know. Man United Southampton doesn't look good. But Man United sit back completely against the big boy teams because they act like a wee little boy. So, I think Man City will get the win there. And then Southampton, I could see a proper big spank in there. Not gonna lie. So, is it with triple captaining? With Man City, it's difficult, in it? Because you can't guarantee they're going to play both. I probably wouldn't do it on like a Gundogan. Well, I might do it on Gundogan or a De Bruyne. But I probably wouldn't do it on like a Sterling or Mahrez, you know. De Bruyne is probably the best one. Probably. Alright. Captain Sterling or Gundogan. If you have both. Sterling didn't look good the last couple of games. He looked better the last game, though. I feel like Gundogan's more likely to start, but Sterling just as a winger. Sterling's actually playing a lot wider. The way that they've been playing now is they got like literally 5 players pushing the back line, like Sterling, Cancelo, a Jesus or Mahrez. And Sterling actually he's just being a linesman here. He's practicing his linesman duty and just staying on the line. Where Gundogan is more in the middle, getting in the goal position. So I would probably even go Gundogan. But it's one of those things where you see Sterling at twice the price, you expect twice the returns. They're probably on par. But if you got both of them, it's tough. You could probably go Sterling. I would probably still go Gundogan myself. I'm bringing in Aubameyang for Salah in Gameweek 28. I love that. Oh, you know what? An Aubameyang, how many people own him? How many active people own him, I should say? Because 7%. 7% of players. This is how to check how many people stop playing FPL from the start of the season. 7% of people don't play FPL anymore. Because Aubameyang, he went for so long. Hat-trick year. Aubameyang, the best thing about Aubameyang is that he's been playing up front. And I know Arsenal have Europa League, and that is a thing. But Aubameyang is a midfielder playing up front. Proper differential, boys. I wouldn't do it myself. I reckon he'll score more than Salah the rest of the season. But you know, you never know. You never know. Son or Kane for captain. What, this week? Instead of a Man City player? Woo! I would go, against Palace, I would go Kane. I feel like they're just going to sit back and Kane's got the penalties. But then again, Son can get the assist. I would probably still go Kane if I had them both. Stones to Diaz for a -4. Even though Diaz is much more likely to play both, for a -4, I feel like that's proper cheeky scrub behaviour. That could very much end up in the... I like it. Because Stones didn't play last game, so I think he'll definitely start Man United. And then why not against Southampton again? So Stones could play both and completely match Diaz or get more. Diaz, even though he looks like it, he could still get benched. Watch him get benched against Southampton for like Ake or someone now because he's back. I won't be surprised. So I wouldn't for a -4. But I don't know. Gundogan or KDB captain. If I had both, I would 100% go Kevin De Bruyne! Has more points in it. But Gundogan, definitely not a bad shout. Lingard and Gundogan in for Bernardo and Silva. Bruno! There's a lot of people saying no to the Bruno. No more in your team. Who's getting rid of Bruno? That is cheeky. I don't know. I'm not getting rid of Bruno. I said earlier, he's got the most points. He still finds a way to get points. His ownership is so high. It's more of who do you get in for him. And like you said, you get in someone, De Bruyne. Then De Bruyne's probably the only player I would sell Bruno for. But if you got triple Man City anyway, then I probably wouldn't get Bruno out. Pepe in for Barnes. Pepe could actually be a shout for Arsenal. But I think their wingers and everything get rotated quite a lot, don't they? I would honestly punt on a Mahrez this week. Or who else? I don't know. I was going to look at Barnes replacements, but I was being a cheeky scrub. Who else for a Barnes? Let's go to... Because Barnes at an awkward price. Like you say Grealish, Madison's out. Mount. Actually, Mount. Who did he take a penalty against? Was Werner not on the field? If Mount's taking penalties, then he could be a decent shout. This against Leeds, I reckon they could score quite a few against Leeds. And he's on corner sometimes as well. Not a bad shout. Neto, wait, what are their fixtures? Neto's the proper forgotten man. Remember what good he did this season? He's got 5 goals, 7 assists, most of those towards the start. Let's see, Wolves. If you're wildcard and give me 30 or 31, Wolves play Fulham, Sheffield United, Burnley, and West Brom. Now that could be big stuff. The biggest boy at points, I reckon. So, Salah for Kane. Probably. I would rather have Kane right now. But I don't think it's worth, like, doing it for, like, a -4, -8, you know? Salah, especially against Fulham. I know Fulham have been doing well, but Salah, surely they're going to start scoring goals. He's on penalties as well. But if you're prioritising one, especially Kane, if he could be a captain, then yeah, do it. McCarthy or Martinez? Is McCarthy going to play this week? That is the thing. They bloody changed, rotating the keepers just before they got a double with McCarthy or, who's the other guys? Forster. Who is going to start? I think Forster is Forster's spot to lose for now. But I would still start my double green with keeper. And then if not, then you got Martinez anyway, you know? Mahrez started last 5 for City in the league, but he might get rotated because of Champions League. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can't really look at, like, how they have been the last of the season. I saw a lot of people saying De Bruyne never gets rested in the league. No, he hasn't been rested in the league so far. Doesn't mean that's going to keep being the way, you know? Because now, Man City don't need to prioritise the league, where before they probably were. But now, probably not. Kevin De Bruyne captain. Kevin De Bruyne! Boys, do it. Do it. If you've got a player like Kevin De Bruyne with a double, when else would you captain him? Why would you captain a single game week player over a Kevin De Bruyne with a double? Love your stuff. Last 4. Yeah, he started last 4 in the league, Mahrez. And Mahrez, when he's playing well, Pep actually usually starts him quite a bit in a row. If he is to get a rest, you would say it's against Man United. But it's quite awkward with their fixtures because, actually, no, they got Man United, so they'll probably play their better team. Then Southampton, and then I think they got, is it Champions League after that or after another game week? I don't know. But they could probably rest their players in the Southampton, which will be annoying because you're only captaining them against a Man United. Not the best, you know. Who do I replace Maddison for? Yeah, the Maddison Barnes is not many like clear options. I honestly might even go for a Mount if I was in that situation. Honestly. Mason Mount in the team. Good buys for game week 27 to 29. The best players, well, depends all of your transfers right now, the next couple of weeks, depends what you're doing in this blank. A lot of people are kind of blanking out the blank, it feels like. And you don't have to get in a full 11 for it, but you just have that extra fixture. A lot of people probably don't have Brighton defenders, but they're perfectly fine on your bench the rest of the few fixtures. You could get them in for the Newcastle, or Fulham. You could get them in, Fulham players, a Luckman, get them in for that game, but then the next 2 fixtures aren't good. So, you know, are you saving your transfers? So, yeah, on my team, I have got 1 free transfer and 1.9 mil in the bank. Well, hey, who wants some money, lads? Splashing the cash out here, ain't I? But yeah, I am going to save my transfer because in my team, I probably would have got rid of a Digne or Calvert-Lewin. I still don't know if I'm going to bench Calvert-Lewin or Watkins. I was never thinking about benching Calvert-Lewin, but then I'm like, right, I'd rather start Rafinha over Watkins. But then I was like, wait, I might as well start Watkins over Calvert-Lewin. Or I could just start Calvert-Lewin over Rafinha because I got a Bamford anyway. And just go back to that. If Calvert-Lewin was on penalties, then definitely start him. So now Watkins. If El Ghazi would take him on for Villa, wouldn't he? Penalties. So yeah, I'm saving my transfer, and then next week, if Everton don't have a double, then I could get rid of one of them, and then I'll have 10 players for the blank, and then I'm going to wildcard straight after that. Is Madja still an option moving forward? Will stay on my bench most of the time. Yeah, Madja's actually a perfect option for the bench because, well, he did score against Spurs, didn't he? But he was ruled out because handball is now, if you have your arm against, if you have any limbs, then it's handball. Unlucky lad, no points for you. I think he is, and he's okay to leave on your bench. That's what I like about like a cheap striker that's always starting. Like if Fabio Silva kept on starting for Wolves, he could be a banging option. Start Soufal or Dallas. Ooh. So I have both on my bench. But I'm going Dallas over Soufal on my bench. Because I feel like Dallas is more likely for the attacking returns. So I would probably go for that. Innit? DCL blank this game week. Come on, Chelsea. I reckon so. I reckon so. No, last time I blanked Calvert-Lewin, and he bloody got 12 points. Wait, we got £2 from FPL Squills. Thank you, FPL Skills. My man. Love the content, lad. Thoughts on Iheanacho? Ooh, very good question, and thank you for that. So, Iheanacho, you know what? Iheanacho getting the points, yo. So, he started the last 2 games, but interestingly, he's starting with Vardy. And I feel like without a Maddison, without a Barnes, Leicester are like, hey, we got no attackers, so let's get some of them in. And you know what? The last 2 games, he's actually played pretty well. He got a goal and did come off early. But Brighton, Sheffield United, I reckon he'll start. 5.6 million, 0.4% owned, is literally, it might be a B-Tech Vardy, but it's a Vardy that's getting just as much points for the next 2 games. He could well do it. I don't know if I wouldn't do. I'm not doing it myself because I'm going for the blank. But for the next 2 games, definitely, I think he's a shout. If I were to get rid of Calvert-Lewin this week, Iheanacho probably could be up there if I wasn't looking at the double. But I'd probably go Antonio, Rafinha or Lingard. I would go Rafinha just because Lingard can't play in game week 28 against Man United. I've done Barnes and me to J-Lings and Tierney. Nice, Tierney. He's going to get all the points soon. Watch it. He's going to get... What did he get that one game week? Was it like an 18-pointer or a 17-pointer? He's going to do that against Burnley this week. Bet you know. Thoughts on Tierney? Yeah, get him in, boys. No, I'm not going to get him in myself. You know what? If they confirmed that the Everton double is going to be in like 5 weeks and they couldn't have one next week, then I would actually probably go Digne to Tierney. Or Calvert-Lewin to... No, I'd probably do Calvert-Lewin to Antonio, and then my second one would be Digne to Tierney. Just for the game week 29, really. Looking at the blank, yo. Mahrez and Auba in for Barnes and Bruno. Interesting. Having an Aubameyang and a Mahrez, proper differential. The thing is, it's at the point of the season where there's a massive template, or like, you know the players that are likely to get a lot of points. But if you go for like an Aubameyang or Mahrez, and maybe you captain, maybe a Jota, as someone just said, and if they score, then massive advantage you. Massive advantage. And now when a lot of people haven't got as many chips with like a bench boost or a wild card, it's more likely that you can like get the best out of the differentials because some other people, it's harder for them to get them in, you know. So, could well get all of the points. I'm back with Hey Benjo lad. It was great yesterday, wasn't it? Harrison or Rodriguez out for Bale. Ooh. James Rodriguez, where was he in the double? That was a bit unlucky if you had him, wasn't it? Cheers, Nathan Baker, the GOAT. Well, hey, cheers, lad. User 158. I can't believe there was 157 users before you. Fair play. Out for Bale, El Ghazi, or Traore. Anybody getting in Bale? Bale? What's his ownership? Actually, how many people have brought in Bale? Oh, not that much. Lingard is currently the most transferred in player. Do you realise he can't play in Game Week 28, right? They somehow buy him just for that, or they got a clause that he can't actually play. Mount is the second most transferred. De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne. I'm surprised the Gundogan or like that isn't higher up there. And Barnes, Maddison, Grealish, Bruno. Ooh. What was I going to look at? Bale. 1.6% owned. He was like 0.5 when he scored the 2 goals and assist. Didn't get anything against Fulham though, but he played well apparently. Thing is, look at Bale though. Even when he's starting, he has yet to play a single 90 minutes. And he barely gets over the 66. Half-time there, but I think he came on at half-time. So, I don't know. A player that expensive, you kind of want him to play the entire game, innit? But it's probably a lot of upside to it because he could well score and take the goals away from a Son or game. So you never know. Do I start Loughton, Soufal, or Dallas? Who do Burnley have? Burnley have Brexit Burnley. Am I blind? I'm gonna see a league. Oh, Arsenal lad. There. I would probably go for Dallas. If you think all of your defenders not very likely to get the clean sheet, then I always go the more attacking one. And Dallas, I know a lot of them have been in attacking midfield, and when he's at wing back, he's not as attacking. But 5 goals and 3 assists. You can't see it. 5 goals and 3 assists so far for Dallas. And 1 not in the game, not last game, the game before. So I would go Dallas probably. Fernandes out for Son. Ooh. Thing is, I would rather have a Bruno and 1 Spurs rather than no Bruno and double Spurs. Just because it depends on what your rank is and what you want to proper go for. But I kind of like, I'm keeping Bruno as kind of a blanket because if I don't have him and a lot of people captain him in 1 week, then that's a big, oh dear, that's the big, I like it, and we can't be having that. So I would keep him, and then a Son or a Kane, having one of them I think is enough. But it depends. If you want to go for it, you think the fixture's a thing, especially for the blank, could well be a shout. As a shout. Rafinha or Lingard? I would pick Rafinha. Thoughts on triple captain? Piers Morgan! Oh, that is, mate, differential. 0.0% own Piers Morgan in the game. Fair play. Unfortunately, I wouldn't triple captain them because I would go nowhere near my team. Behave. Bye. Nat. Went from 1.5 mil to 1.2 mil in the double. That is great. So we'll keep playing risky and aggressive. That's right. If you are like in the millions and you're like, you know what? It's time to go aggressive. Go for it. Get in on Aubameyang. Get in on Jota. Get in on Mahrez. Get in into any other random geezer in here. And he could well. Aubameyang second half hat-trick incoming, boys. Aubameyang could be a shout. The thing is, Aubameyang is like actually the big boy differential because he's so expensive. That turns people off. So even though he's scored a hat-trick, people still don't want to get him in. So, could be a very good one. That's really annoying. When you find a differential, like I had Soufal when he was like 3% owned. Oh, he's only 5 now. Not too bad. I had Cancelo when he was like 5% owned. He's now like the 3rd most owned defender or 2nd. And a lot like that. And like, if a player keeps on scoring consistently, then they soon not turn into a differential. But someone like an Aubameyang, the price, it makes it even better than that. Barnes replacement, lads. It's quite hard, isn't it? I would actually go Mount, honestly. Mount. Or a Gundogan. Or if you don't have if you don't have treble City, get them in for this week. A Gundogan, a Diaz, even an Edison could be a shout. Veltman or Dallas, who to play? Brighton have Leicester without a Vardy, without a Maddison and Barnes. So, I don't know. I would probably still go Dallas. But Veltman's been doing well, hasn't he? And Lamperty isn't quite back yet. Any reason for Digne over Dallas? Yeah. I'm a cheeky scrub. I think I don't like benching my more expensive defenders. Dallas against West Ham. I think West Ham will score. But I'm honestly less confident for Chelsea to score. Just because Everton, good defensive form. Chelsea don't actually score that many goals recently. I swear every single one of their victories under Tuchel have literally been by 1 goal. Maybe one or 2 games have been by 2. But they hardly ever score all of the golassos. So, got to go for Digne. And set pieces, if bloody Sigurdsson isn't arguing them all, that is. Cap Gundogan or KDB? If I had both, I would go KDB. But Gundogan is a very, very close second. Gundogan, I'm 100% going Gundogan. No chance. Even if there's rumours that he's not going to play in 1 game, he is captain, 100% locked in. Hang on, I need to hydrate myself with Lucozade. I bloody spilled on myself earlier in that game. Sterling replacements. You want to get rid of Sterling before double game week? Keep your Man City players for this week, unless you're going to transfer him out for like a De Bruyne or a Gundogan, you know? But definitely don't get rid of City players with their double this week just for another player with a single, because that's just very cheeky scrub. Like, you got to go for it, boys. In the double, start your double, play the double, get the double players in. Captain Gundogan or Salah? Definitely not Salah in their form. And it's got to be a Man City player. If you only have like a Stones, a Cancelo, and maybe like a Foden, ones you really don't know if they're going to play both, then I know you could potentially argue, but it's just a bit boring, isn't it? There's no spice in that. Literally just salt as you seasoning, no other spices in there. So, I would still go for the Man City players. Definitely Gundogan. Foden, he hasn't started the last 3 games, but with the Pep Roulette, that means it's like, oh, is he more likely to start the next one? But that's what everybody was saying after the first game he didn't play, and then the next game he didn't play, and then the next game he didn't play. Foden's like, because he's young, Pep is like more likely to bench him because it's like he's the one to come through the team. He's not already a starter, even though he definitely should be. Foden, in my opinion, should start every game for City, but Pep is just like, no, thank you. I won't do what's best for the team. And, you know, one of our best youngsters ever. So, unlucky. Why no on BBC? Okay. Should I transfer Grealish out? I think Grealish might only be out for 1 or 2 games. He might even be back for this game. So, I don't know. If you haven't got any other transfers to make and you've got 2 transfers, like, chilling, then maybe. But I would probably keep him. I think he's worth keeping. Especially for that blank. Diogo Jota. You know what? Jota. People are saying Barnes replacements. Jota could be the one. Jota made his first game time. He came on as a sub for the first time in ages in the last game. So, could well get all of the points there. And he's a proper differential. Cheap as well. If I had to pick between Salah and Jota, it's literally the only reason Salah will get in is the penalties. But double the price just for penalties, not really worth it, is it? Actually, when Jota came on, I swear he played as the striker, the middleman. And lately, Salah has literally been playing as the corner flag, chilling on the wide. Chilling on the wide. I'm not even talking words today. Chilling on the side and not really in the game, is he? Play Sufal or Dallas? I would go Dallas. Denier to Cresswell will hold because potential Everton double. I'm going to hold because of the potential double. But Cresswell is one that, like, would probably be worth it because he plays in that blank. He's on the set pieces and stuff, and he's got like 10 FPL assists, but he's doing bits. Thoughts on Sterling captaincy, and I also have Kevin De Bruyne. Ooh, if you also have Kevin De Bruyne, you've got to go for him, right? But Sterling could randomly just get, you know, a couple of braces, back-to-back braces, and you're like laughing if that pays off. Depends how risky you want to go. Do you actually want to risk it for a biscuit or just play it safe? I would myself would go De Bruyne, but Sterling's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Which third Spurs player for blank? Not Lloris. I would go, well, you got like a Son, a Kane, and then I would probably go like a Reguilon, but only if he starts the next couple of games because they have the Davis in there. They probably went Davis last time for more defensive. But if they're playing Villa, I feel like Reguilon will probably start against Villa. But if you want to guarantee, it's quite hard because they've been changing them up a bit. You don't really want an Ndombele in your team, do you? Or Hojbjerg. What's your transfer plan for Gameweek27, Nathan? No transfers for me this week. And then I still don't know if I'm going to bench Calvert-Lewin or start Watkins. No, Watkins. Grealish out. I really don't want to back Watkins, but it's the Chelsea defence doing well, isn't it? In terms of ownership, who was going to say? Because I'm not going to do transfers now. The thing is, if Everton... The only reason I'm keeping my Everton players is because Burnley at home, I think they could get all the points there. But they could also have the double because they got Villa, which you can't see. Under the Wolves here, they got the Aston Villa game still to be rescheduled. And it could happen in the next game week, in Game Week 28. And if that happens, I got to keep my double Everton, right? So I'm going to keep them, but I don't know. You know, what is your transfer plans until your wildcard? So Game Week 27 now, we got a transfer year, transfer in Game Week 28, transfer in Game Week 29. That's 3 free transfers. And right now I got 7 Game Week 29 players. So my next three transfers are going to be to get in players for blank Game Week 29. And then I'm going to wildcard straight after. So basically, if you do that, if you dead any team towards the blank, you have a full team for the blank. Probably 8 players is enough, but if you get towards a 10 or 11, lovely stuff. And then you can wildcard straight after, so you don't have to worry about any random like Lookmans or Majas or whatever you got. Or Majas or whatever in your team, innit? Bacon Boy, will De Bruyne start both games? Don't know. No one has the answer to that. Not even Pep has the answer to that. But if you got him, you got to go for it, captain him. But yeah, is it worth bringing him in for this? I would say it's still worth bringing him in. De Bruyne has the quality to get a massive score in one game and then come off the bench and still get another couple of goals or whatever. So why not, innit? So yeah, Bacon Boy. Well, you just asked that. Bench Rudiger or Shaw? I would probably bench Shaw, right? I know Rudiger doesn't have attacking threat, but Chelsea defence is a lot better than the prospect of Shaw versus Man City. Don't think a clean sheet's happening there. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be close. If you were on a deserted island, would you want to create a whiskey, rum, or gin? Ooh, if you had to create alcohol, whiskey, rum, or gin? Thing is, if you create a rum, there's quite a lot of variations of rum. You know, you've got a dark rum, you've got a spice rum, a white rum. Actually, I think there's, yeah, whatever. There's more. Then whiskey, you know, there are different whiskies, but, you know, brands don't usually cross. You've got a bourbon whiskey, you've got Scotch whiskey and all that. Or I would probably, or gin. Gin. Flavoured gin. You could flavour any gin in the world, can you? Like this. Flavoured lemon gin. But, no, I would create a rum. I'd go for a rum. Spiced rum Captain Morgan's is my favourite. So I go for that. Is City still worth the headache now? No, but because they have a double, yes. If they didn't have a doubles, well, double here, I'd be like, yeah, I can see why some people want to sell their City players. But with the double, most of their players will probably start at least one, unless it's like a fringe player like a Foden or a Zinchenko. But like a Cancelo or Stones, Gundogan could well play too. I think Gundogan and Cancelo will play both. Not sure if a Stones will, but I don't know. Yeah. Bacon, who should I captain? Mahrez, Gundogan or Cancelo? Yeah, see, a lot of people have triple City, but it's the captain choice. So I would go Gundogan. Mahrez is a good shout though. Mahrez is definitely a good shout. And then Cancelo, I expect 2 clean sheets as well. That's the problem. But it's just the fact you don't know if Cancelo's going to play. If like a Walker got injured, and I'll be like, right, okay, Cancelo's definitely going to play both, I would probably go Cancelo captain over Gundogan. But I think if it's between your attackers and defenders and you don't know if either of them are going to start, always go for the attackers because they could come off the bench and more likely to get points, you know. Gundogan will be subbed on to try and score more like he just did in the last game and he got an assist. So if he does that and then starts another game, gets a couple of goals, lovely stuff, winning at life. Are you a student, Nathan? Where did you go to? I just recently graduated from the Swansea University with a degree in computer science. So hey, I'm a hacker boy. So when I say I'm going to finish first in FPL, it means I'm going to hack the website to finish first, you know. But I think I might go into a master's soon because why not, innit? So yeah, I guess I am a student right now. Best blank Gameweek 29 players. Oh, I thought my mic fell off it. So, yeah, you might have a Son or Kane here. You might have a Martinez, a Target, a Watkins. West Ham, Antonio could be a shout there. Maybe a Tini if you think Arsenal are going to get it. Brighton defenders. And then a Lookman there. You've got a Bamford, Bamford, Rafinha. There are some good, decent players. I think Newcastle got quite a lot of injuries. So even like a Trossard or a Morpie could be a pretty damn decent like 1 week punt, but it depends how risky you are, innit? How much you want to go for it. What country would you like to visit and why? Ooh, so I've generally not visited many places, especially like touristy places. I would like to go to Paris, see the Eiffel Tower, see baguettes in their origin place, you know. Yeah, probably. Oba for BF. What's BF? Huh? Aubameyang for my boyfriend. Do I start DCL or Fernandes? Ooh, I don't like benching penalty takers, even if it's a team that don't get that many penalties. But Man United are not that; they always get all the penalties. Fernandes, isn't it? And also how expensive he is, how a thing he is. There's a lot more upside to benching DCL than Bruno, because if you bench Bruno and then he scores, a lot of people get his points. Calvert-Lewin is highly owned, but a lot of them could be on the bench this week. A lot of them could be just about to sell. A lot of them could be at players that don't even play the game anymore. So, you know, why not? Start Soucek or Watkins? I would go Watkins. Always the attack. I know Soucek has been getting all the goals. Fair play to him. He's just an absolute beast, isn't he? But surely he can keep it up, innit? He's just on it, isn't he? Dog or cat? I much prefer doggos. Cats, boo. Terrible. Cats are just annoying, aren't they? Like, why are you coming over here and just randomly pulling me? Or scramming you? Like, behave, go away. What do you think about bringing Maja for Gameweek 29? I think that's a good shout. Any forwards, like an Antonio, I guess Antonio is kind of like owned. Maybe even like, if Lacazette looks like he's going to start, he could even be a shout just for a 1 week punt. But like, Fulham players, I'm definitely going to get in at least one. I'm probably going to get in Antonio, Lookman, and Tierney, because then I've got like almost an attacker and a defender in most of them. because I'm going to try and probably more to cover each scenario rather than attacking teams. Because if you're going to go for a blank and you properly go for, like, I definitely think West Ham will beat Arsenal, and then Arsenal destroy them 3-0, and you've got no Arsenal players, a lot of people are going to get the game from that, and you haven't, you know, and you're the one of the ones without the players. I think Everton would be the first team to spank Tuchel. You think Everton could get the win? That is interesting. They could, mind. They could. I don't know about the Watkins Calvert-Lewin. I might switch back. Not just because you said that, but it's got me thinking again. 42% Watkins. I don't trust Watkins anyway. Never mind without Grealish. But I really want to start Rafinha. I could just do this because I got Bamford anyway. I think I might just go back to what it was in my preview. What webcam am I using? I am using a camera, not a webcam. Canon M200 with a Canon interface cable into it, which makes you use it as a webcam. So it's an actual camera, and it's very nice. Very nice. But if you're looking for a good webcam, Logitech C920, and you're on it. Bigger boy, would you ever sell either Salah or Bruno? Not until I wildcard. The thing is, if you're going to sell like a player like a Salah, like a Bruno, it's more of who you're bringing them in for. If you're selling them because you're like, oh, they're not worth it, but then you're bringing in someone you're not even convinced anyway, then don't sell them. But if you're like, if you don't have like a Son in your team and you're like, wait, I don't have a Son, I don't have any Spurs players, I need them in, then they could be, you know, that player. Or maybe a De Bruyne if you haven't got Triple City. But I'm going to keep them for now. Any updates on Grealish? Dean Smith said, very hiding what the truth, I would say. Very cryptic, that's the one. Where he said, he's not feeling any pain, but I don't expect him to start the next game. Dean Smith, you are literally the manager. What do you mean you don't expect him to start? You choose who starts. So, I don't know. I don't think he'll start. But, yeah, I think I'm set on benching. I'm benching. Look at this, though. Rafinha, Dallas, and Soufal. They play against each other. If Leeds score, it could be Rafinha. But if they don't score, it's a Soufal clean sheet. But I got Bamford. The only thing that will help me will be like a Bamford hat-trick. Rafinha doesn't play. And then like, no, a Rafinha own goal to get rid of the Dallas clean sheet. And then Bamford get the only goals for Leeds. But I think West Ham's going to win anyway. So I'm benching Bruno for DCL. You're benching Bruno for DCL? Are you mad? Fair play. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to bench a Bruno. I know it's Man City, but penalties, innit? And Man United, against big teams, they play so defensively. That counter-attack, and Bruno is the only player to put like a killer pass through and, you know, put a Rashford or Dan James through, whatever, you know. Dan James, best player anyway. Captain Gundogan, Diaz, or Kevin De Bruyne. I'd go Kevin De Bruyne if I had them all. That's a good trio to have, fair play. Gundogan, definitely up there, though. Gundogan is 100% my captain, innit? Foden captain, though. Ooh, that is ballsy, mate. I don't know if I do that. I don't know if I do that, but if you haven't got any other City players. Thing is, if Foden does play both, then he probably will be one of the best captains because he's like so attacking, you know. But don't know about that. DCR Charlton. Captain Kane Gundogan. I just turned Kevin De Bruyne into a Gundogan. Kevin Brunt. Kevin De Gundogan. I always say definitely captain your double game week players. I know Man City, if they don't play one, it's not a double. But you got to captain your double game week players, right? It's just more exciting, a lot more upside to it. It's literally double the fixture. You got to. So I know that Kane is definitely going to start their game, and you don't know if a De Bruyne is definitely going to start their games. But I would still go for Man City players, even if he's kind of a bit dodged to start, you know. Probably. Like, I would still... Somebody said Foden captain, Stones. I would rather captain Stones or Foden over a Kane this week, just for the potential. It might not work out, but it could work out a lot, you know? So why not? Diaz or Cancelo captain? I would go... Ooh, that's how... I think Cancelo could start both, but will he? I don't know, it's hard to say. Zinchenko's been... Can Zinchenko bog off and start doing bad again so Cancelo can play every game? And then I would probably go Diaz just for the safety, honestly. But it's hard, isn't it? Because Cancelo could be... You would say he's the more explosive one, a lot more likely to get returns, even though he probably hasn't got more returns than bloody Stones or Diaz this season, has he? Because it's pretty much just a West Brom game. But like Cancelo could get like a 9 or a 12 pointer in one and not play the other. Where Diaz, I know he just got a goal, but I think 10 points is the most he's had in a game. But Cancelo's had like a 12 and 17, you know. Do you watch any FPL YouTube channels? I do watch a few of the other ones, yeah. We got Let's Talk FPL, we got FPL Dare, we got Davey FPL, FPL Mate. There's quite a lot of them, innit? There's quite a lot of us geezers. And all of them good. Would you captain Ings? Ooh, Daddy Ings. You want to captain the daddy? I, myself, only would do that if the only Man City players you've got is, like, Yaya Toure. If you've got any Man City players, surely they are the better captain option than a Daddy Ings. But Danny Ings against Sheffield United with a lot of their defenders out could get points. But then the Man City's not going to get anything against, is he? But then again, he's a penalty taker. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Could well be. Should Harrison go for someone Odegaard? Actually, I haven't seen Odegaard be mentioned. He hasn't actually got a goal or assist in the league yet. But Arsenal players, somebody said. Arsenal players, I think, are a good shout. Burnley this week. Spurs, but it's at home. Could be a tight game. Maybe good for a defender. Probably not. And then they play in the blank against West Ham. And a lot of people don't have Arsenal players. So, you know, it's a lot of upside there. I honestly... Digne to a Tini could be a damn good shout. But I want to keep Digne for that Burnley next week. And maybe for that Villa double that they could have in it. Bacon Boy, you deserve more followers. You upload and stream consistently. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I much appreciate that. I basically am a full-time YouTuber. Didn't even mean to make it like that. But all of the effort. And thank you all for letting it pay off, innit? We're here. Opinions on Eric Dyer as a footballer? No. I have him. What should I do? You should cry yourself to sleep because Dyer is a bit alage. He's just not guaranteed, is he, anymore? I don't think Mourinho trusts him. Spurs defence is a bit They always rotate it around. I would still keep him because he could play in that blank. But if you haven't got any other defenders to start, I don't know. I would still keep him and play him this week because he probably could come on, but he's probably either going to start or not play, you know. I keep him for now. It's more that blank. If he didn't have that blank game with 29, you know, this thingy-majig, then I would definitely get rid of him. Even get Lingardinho in me. I would love to get... You know what? I might get Lingard in for the blank and just to captain him. Because funny, innit? But I would. But he can play in Game Week 28 because against Man United. So watch out for that, innit? Should I bench Bruno for Mateus Pereira? Ooh. Wait. West Brom got new... You know what? Mateus Pereira could do a lot of points against Newcastle. I would really want to play Mateus Pereira, but... If it's for Bruno, I don't know about that. Could be very unlucky. Dallas or Bruno. Aren't that many people benching Bruno? I know it's Man City, but come on. It's Bruno Fernandes. You know he's going to get a penalty. And you know everyone's going to complain. And you know it's like, why did I bench the player with the most points this year? I've had Bruno since Game Week 2. I've had every single one of his points. And I'm not going to bench him ever. If I have Bruno, I'm not benching him. You can't do that. Who are you going to bench him for? Like, nah. I know it's Man City, but come on. Thoughts on Bale, though? Bale, well, my thoughts are he's an amazing player, but as an FPL asset, still not sure. I think Spurs are going to try and prioritise the Europa League. So I feel like if Bale is to be rested in games, which he is, this Palace is probably perfect time to rest him. Play like a Lamela and Amora and then start Bale in the Europa League. I think that's probably what's going to happen. So I'm not too sure. Wan-Bissaka to Tierney. That is a very good move in my opinion. I think Tierney could do bits this week. He plays in the blank. All of that good stuff. And Wan-Bissaka's fixtures are a bit dodging it. Sorry, I'm giving you an ASMR with my Lucas here bottle and bloody opening it down here I am. Cool, I'm going to move him now. Nice one. If I convince you to do transfers and they completely fail, then you can't blame me. What you have to do is just stare directly at me in the eye and just shout, "I like it!" And that's the only blame I get, right? Okay, cool. Best goalie for Game Week 27. Well, if you only need one for this week, I don't know. Martinez, I mean, you can't doubt the Martinez man, can you? Probably him. Because even though Villa, like, their defensive stats are not that good. It looks like they're not going to keep as many clean sheets. yeah, their defensive stats are not that good. But then Martinez goes and makes 9 saves in the game. And you're like, it doesn't matter. He saves them all anyway. Thoughts on double Chelsea defense? Ooh. Yes, if there was 2 players that were definitely guaranteed to play. Now, Christensen has definitely been playing a lot and been playing well. Rudiger looks like probably the best one and at the price. But as soon as Thiago Silva's back, as soon as... Is Zuma out? I think he's out. As soon as he's back. Actually, is Zuma played under Tuchel? No, Zuma's not. Why is Zuma not starting? Christensen, though. Christensen and Zuma. Christensen doing well recently. He didn't play there, though. Played there. And then Alonso. The thing is, you've got Alonso and Chilwell. They're going to rotate. It's probably only... Even Kepa has been rotated in the league. I know that was probably just for 1 game, but... I would probably say Rudiger is enough for a Chelsea defence for now. Christensen, don't know, because they got Thiago Silva if he comes back. But if he is out for a while, I'm not too sure if he's out for that long. Been there, never trust double Chelsea defence. I know. Seeing that, Chelsea, how many clean sheets have they kept this season? Probably quite a lot, right? Let me just go to... Well, Mendy's kept 12 clean sheets. They probably got like the 2nd or 3rd most, right? Just behind Villa. Kepa's actually... Kepa doesn't exist, boys. They've removed Kepa from the game. He's gone forever. He's probably Ariza, isn't it? Ariza Bolognese. Come on, son. Even Kepa's kept 1 clean sheet. What do you mean? Chelsea defence, best defence. If Kepa can keep a clean sheet, then you know the defender's doing a good job, right? Probably. Fair enough. Right, boys. Been going for an hour and 13. Going to go for 15 more minutes to get to an hour and a half. And then that'll be it for this game week and whatever. So, any last minute decisions, any last minute things, chinwag them in the chat. I'll try and get them to them. And then my team, I think I've changed my team a lot. I think I am going to bench Rafinha. Not many people own him. It's not as bad. I got Bamford for cover. Calvert and Watkins. Just play the attackers, innit? Go on, play the strikers. Captain Gundogan or Bale. If you captain Bale, ballsy. But I would always go, captain your double game week players, boys. Got to do it. Captain the double game week players. Bacon boy, if you were me, you would start Martinez or Mendy with help is needed. Martinez or Mendy this week. So Mendy, I assume you mean the Chelsea Mendy, not the Benjamin Mendy, turned into a goalkeeper, isn't he? Chelsea, Everton, I would start Martinez because if it's a 50-50 call, I feel like Martinez is going to get more save points, so he could get like a 10 or a 12 pointer. And Mendy he probably has got like a double-digit haul. Martinez has had like 10... wait, no, not 10. He's had like 5 double-digit hauls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times he's got 10 points as a goalkeeper. That is mad. So I would probably start Martinez. You should sell Bruno for Kane. Yeah, if I could just do a quite easy swap like that, I would. But... that would require 2 transfers, and it would require getting out one of these strikers. And I want to keep Calvert-Lewin for a potential double next week, and Burnley anyway. Bamford and Watkins got the blank, don't want to get rid of them. And also Bruno, best player in the league in terms of FPL points. You've got to keep him in it. Ederson or Gundogan captain. Anyone captain Ederson. I actually like the Ederson captain shout, mind. Honestly, could well pay off. But I would still go Gundogan over him. You know, Gundogan could get 19 points from 1 game, as he's shown us. 2 goals. Even a hat-trick. Ederson, pretty much 6 points, maybe 7. And that's about it, really, innit? Get Shaw in for Cancelo. Long-term. I wouldn't get Shaw in long-term. Man United's fixtures aren't quite... Tellez still does exist. I can click the I button. There you go. Long-term, it's a bit dodgy, innit? I know they play defensively against the big teams, but... I'd never feel confident, but it depends how you like to play, really. But I would rather keep Cancelo. I know he's a rotation risk, but Man City defense is twice as good as Shaw, you know, so they're probably going to keep twice as many clean sheets for the rest of the season, innit? Mad respect thing, boy. Yes, lad. Best West Ham players. Well, Lingardinho does exist. He's the best player in the world. Never mind West Ham. Bowen. I actually like Bowen because if Antonio does get a bit of an injury, Bowen is the one that actually plays as a striker. Well, he has. Doesn't mean he will every game. But he could be pretty good. Actually, did he get a slight injury? I can't remember. And Bowen, he was starting every single game, but he's missed couple, isn't he? He missed that one, and he didn't start these two. Not too sure why. I rate him so high, and he's like, because he's like a left-footed right winger. He fills that blank that a Ben Ramo or Lingard or Lanzini can't quite do. But Antonio is probably one of the best shouts for West Ham right now. Just the main striker, and he plays in the... he's got no real competition at striker. The only reason he wouldn't play is because of an injury. And if he's not playing because of an injury, he's not playing. So, isn't he in it? So you get your sub anyway. Soucek or Saka? Ooh, I would go Saka because he's a lot more attacking. Soucek can get a goal here and there, but most of the time it's his only shot of the game or something like that, you know? Whereas Saka has the potential to get... He could even get like a hat-trick or a hat-trick of assists, you know? So why not? De Bruyne triple captain. Ooh, yeah, De Bruyne. If you still have your triple captain, a De Bruyne or Gundogan this week is I would probably do that if I still had mine. Because a lot of people may have bench boosted last week or wildcard or whatever. I would definitely triple captain De Bruyne this week if I had him. Definitely. I feel if Bruno doesn't score, then United don't. So, clean sheet for City. Yeah. If it's either a clean sheet for City or points for Bruno, basically. Yeah, I probably agree with that. Bruno is actually, I'm pretty sure he's involved in like 70% of United's goals since he's been playing for them in the league. That's madness for a single player to be that thing. 'Cause usually you might see that from like a Zaha or a Palace or, you know, one of the lower down teams, maybe like a Grealish at a Villa. But a Bruno and a Man United team with players like Rashford and that, and he's involved that much still, fair play, fair play. Trent or Robbo after game week 30 or both. They have amazing fixtures game week 31. Liverpool after game week 30. Arsenal, Villa, Leeds, Newcastle, Man United, Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, Palace. I could see, even with their bad form, I could probably see one, maybe even two clean sheets in there. So, yeah, why not? I've done a potential wildcard draft. I don't know about you guys, but when I know I'm going to wildcard in like 4 or 5 weeks, I do a draft after every single game week to see how much it's changed. Because, like, if Arsenal start playing really well, I'm like, I want to double up on Arsenal now. But right now, I haven't got any in my draft, you know? So I like to do it, like, to see how much it changes. Because you don't want to be blindsided and be like, that team did really well last week. I now must get 2 of them in my wild card. Now, you got to, you know, only if they've been doing well for a while. So, the Trent and Robbo, for that, I think it's definitely worth the risk. They are expensive. I've got a lot of team value. My team I got 104.6 squad value plus 2 million in the bank. So, I could chuck in a Robertson or a Trent, that's the one. Who, if you had to choose one, though, who would you go for? Right now, Trent has been pretty much staying back to be the whipping in the crosses, but Robertson's been really pushing up. When they dominate games, Robertson is definitely more towards the box. So if it's easier fixtures, I would actually prefer Robertson. And is he a bit cheaper? Yeah, he's probably still a bit cheaper. I know Trent started more, but Vestergaard for me. Get Vestergaard in. What's everybody doing with Southampton players, though? Are you really getting them in? It's just for the Sheffield United game. They're going to concede against Man City. Sheffield United, I know they're a bit trash. Proper wibbly-wobbly. Bit unlucky. But they're going to still probably score, aren't they? So, I don't know. It could be worth a shout, though. I think they got like Brighton next after that. So, not too bad. Considering Davinson Sanchez, is this a terrible plan? Thing is, it looks like an alright plan now because he played really well the last game. But he might have a shocker the next game and then he definitely won't play. That's the problem with players like that. They might look like in favour now, but if you know that after just one bad performance, that can completely change. I don't like to do that because if you're getting him in like more looking for the blank, then it's a bit hard, isn't it? Because like he could play this game, do terrible against Arsenal, and then he doesn't play against the blank and you're like, well, he's a blank player as well then. Never mind then. Tierney or Reguilon? I feel like Tierney is more nailed on, more likely to play. But Reguilon, they're basically the exact same type of player, aren't they? Like, left back, very attacking, sometimes not. Could get something. I would go Tierney just because a little bit more guaranteedness with Reguilon. I feel like, you know, with a Davies still existing there, I would go Tierney. I know they have Bellerin and Cedric, but still. Rafinha or Lingard? Rafinha, because Lingard plays in Game 28. But if you're not worried about that, then Lingard, best player in the world, isn't he? Last question for me then. Share a desert island with Holly Willoughby, Nigella Lawson, or Nicola Sturgeon. I only know one of them, and that's Holly Willoughby. So Holly Willoughby, it will be. There you go then. Play 3 of Cancelo, Diaz, Rudiger, Target, Dallas. That is a good defence. Fair play to you. I would start Cancelo definitely, Diaz definitely, Rudiger, Dallas, or if you've got Martinez in goals, then it doesn't matter about the target, you know. Kind of got cover there. And then I would probably rather a Rudiger over a Dallas. But then Dallas has the attacking potential. That's tough, isn't it? Very tough. I might actually go Cancelo, Diaz, Dallas just for the more attacking potential with my defenders. But very tough, very tough. I'm thinking of Holgate or Keane. I can't afford Digne. Thoughts? Yeah, I think Michael Keane for Everton's been doing bits recently, and he's got like 3 goals. Fair play to him. I don't know. I wouldn't get them in for this week. You know, Chelsea. Thing is, I'm starting Digne, but I definitely wouldn't buy an Everton player this week. You feel me? It's one of those. So I'm not too sure. But if you are thinking of getting one of them in, then I'd go Keane. He's probably a bit more nailed than Holgate. Ward-Prowse next. I wouldn't get Ward-Prowse in. Daddy Ings. The Daddy is the only Southampton player I would ever consider, ever, for this week. Who to bench, Rudiger or Dallas for next match? It's hard, isn't it? Rudiger, clean sheet, basically no attacking. Dallas could outscore Rudiger, even with conceding 3 or 4. So I don't know. I would probably still, because I think West Ham will score against Leeds. So it's tough. Flip a coin. Captain Antonio or Sterling? Gotta go for your double game week players. I know Antonio against Leeds. You're like, ooh, yes please. But captain your double game week players. Sterling might not play both, but you got to. Barnes to Saka or Wan-Bissaka to Tierney? Barnes to Saka or Wan-Bissaka? I would probably go for... Barnes to Saka, just because Wan-Bissaka is actually playing. You know, if you're doing a transfer, I know like if you're only starting 11, that's all the players you need to play. But if games could still get called off, injuries could still happen, and then all of a sudden you're down to 10 men. So I would probably go for the Barnes to Saka just for the injured player, you know. But then again, Wan-Bissaka to Tierney, very not a bad shout either. So potentially, I don't know. Nigella Lawson is a chef and Nicola Sturgeon is a politician. Fair play. Triple captain, I don't really know any celebrities. I basically don't care. That's why. Triple captain, Gundogan, Diaz or Cancelo. Ooh, if you're going to triple captain one of those, I would definitely go Gundogan. Because if Cancelo... Diaz is likely to play both, but if Cancelo comes on as a sub, you're not really expecting him to get... Actually, has he ever come on as a sub? I feel like the way he's been using them, he got subbed off there. Cancelo, maybe there. That's the only time he's came on as a sub, and I'm pretty sure they were winning by a lot. So it was just to give a bit of a rest. So it would probably be between Diaz and Gundogan, and I'd always say the attacker. I'm expecting 2 clean sheets. Will Gundogan get over 12 points? I still think so. I would still go Gundogan myself, but close. Opinions on Oba could well be a proper big differential. Big boy points there. I wouldn't do it just yet, but definitely for the blank. Definitely worth it. Don't get daddying. 0 shots on target in his last 3, 1 point. Southampton in 9 games. I know, Southampton have, I'm pretty sure, the worst form in the entire league this calendar year. Since 2021. I think they've had 1 win in like 10 or 15 games. Something like that. So absolutely terrible. That's why I'm not going towards Southampton. And plus, Man City isn't... They're playing Man City in their double. That means it's basically not a double. So, no. Big boy. How's it going? I have De Bruyne and Gundogan. Shall I captain Kevin De Bruyne or triple Kevin De Bruyne? Ooh. So, if you still got your triple captain, I myself would definitely go for the Kevin De Bruyne. You're not too sure if there's going to be another good chance for a double. You have a player like Kevin De Bruyne who's very likely to get a lot of points. Thing is, De Bruyne against Man United probably is better than against another team. Because De Bruyne actually does a lot better against the bigger team sometimes. He's a big game player. So he could well do it. Captain Gundogan or Kane? I would go Gundogan over Kane. Gundogan over anyone with a single. Captain, need double game week players. Gotta go for it, boys. I have one question. Ooh. If I do a transfer and take a hit, a -20 hit, and then use my wild card, will my -20 be removed? Yes. If you take any hits, any transfers, and then you wild card or free hit, then it gets cancelled. So you don't get a -20. So if you've accidentally taken a -20, or you were fiddling around with a wild card potential team, and you're now on a -40, you can wild card cancel it. It's all good. It's not quite that. I like it, innit? Why is everyone ignoring Son in captain picks? It's the double game week. Son could well outscore all of De Bruyne, Gundogan and everything. But the potential of a lot more from them. Gundogan and De Bruyne. Gundogan could get 2 goals in both games. Or like 2 returns in both games. And Son could very easily blank and still play well, you know. Can you answer my question, please? I'll get to it. My team is Lloris, Target, Cresswell. If you're listing out your entire team, I'm going to have to... Give me 4 hours. I will read out this entire team and tell you. Nah, I'm going to take out Sterling to either Mount or Mahrez. So you want to get out Sterling for Mount or Mahrez? I would keep Sterling still. It's hard with the double gaming players. I would probably keep Sterling. But if you are going to get him out, then Mahrez is not a bad shout. Is Sterling to Mahrez worth it? No, I don't think so. But I would keep Mahrez by then. What's the difference between vice and nothing? Vice captain don't get any double points. Vice captain turns into your captain if your captain doesn't play. So in a double game week, Gundogan is likely to start at least one game unless he's injured before. So it doesn't matter. But Vice basically does nothing unless your captain doesn't play. Last week I used -20 and my points was just 120. Oh, well, that's not too bad. 120 points is actually pretty good last week. I know it was like a bit of a wibbly-wobbly week and the average seemed way higher than it should have been. But that's not a bad score at all. Fair play. Fair play. Right, boys. We're 2 minutes until I end it. Last few questions. Get them in. Make a wildcard team for this week, please. I'm not going to do that. The reason I haven't looked at a wildcard team this week, next week, or the week after, because I'm not planning on it. So if I were to do a wildcard team for it, it wouldn't be genuine, you know what I mean? I wouldn't actually wildcard that team, so I wouldn't like to say, oh yeah, you should do this wildcard draft, when I'm not going to do it myself, because that's cheeky scrub behaviour, isn't it? DCL or Watkins? If you have to choose one, if you're getting them in, Watkins, because he plays in that blank, but then DCL could have the double. I would probably still go Watkins. If you're going to have to decide one right now, fixture-wise, Watkins. Probably Watkins still. Should I take out Harrison for a Southampton player for a -4? Don't get in a Southampton player for a -4. That is definitely a big boy trap. No, thank you. Do you think Mahrez will get more points than Sterling or not? Hard to say. I think Mahrez could probably start both and still do well. Sterling, not a bad option, though. I would keep Sterling. I don't know if it's worth the transfer. Mahrez might get a little bit more, but probably not worth it. -8 for 10 player in game 29. -8, not sure of the upside on that. I would probably honestly, a -4 with 9 players is probably enough. Because, you know, if a player blanks, then it's just a bit unlucky anyway, innit? That's all. Best replacements for Barnes. I would go a Mount, maybe a Gundogan, maybe even a Bale. Maybe even a Saka. Maybe even a Lingard, hey. And that's all. Right, okay, boys, my team is locked in. That's enough of the questions today. Thank you all for tuning into this live Q&A preview. I'm going to do my one last. Thank you all for joining in. And also, I need you guys to have a good week. And we're going to smash it. But also, remember.
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.